welcome to Mind Your Business, a channel where we are in everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip.
Well, Gizelle is still bad mind and she has no damn manners. And Nneka, like, come on, love. How are you expecting her to just roll over and be like, yeah, let's be friends? Like, you need to do it properly. Do it properly. We're going to talk, my creative crew, let's talk about Real Housewives of Potomac, the most recent episode. So, we see Gizelle and Ashley, you know, they're shopping for their materials for their little G&A fitness line, talking about having materials for the coochie sweat and all this stuff. And they invite Robin and Mia to come along to choose some of the fabrics. Of course, Mia asks Ashley, you know, she went to Surrey to Karen's event and, you know, talking about, yeah, she did. And Ashley's telling Mia that Karen's upset with her and all this kind of stuff. Then they're also talking about, you know, the fact that it was a last minute event, and obviously Mia feels in her feelings that she was asked second. Then Wendy's event comes up and the fact that, you know, they've been invited to Wendy's event, Wendy and Eddie's event for Happy Eddie, including Nneka. And of course, Messy Gizelle brings up the fact that she's sure that, you know, Ike wasn't invited, you know, and Mia did confirm that, you know, Gordon's in the men's chat and he wasn't in there. Later, we see that Nneka's working on her champagne line and chatting about how she starts her day with bubbles and takes it with her, her birth control and all this kind of stuff. I was like, what is wrong with this woman? Are you not married to a doctor? Anyway, some of her people then come over. The same one that was at Wendy's event for a child, is it Libby? She comes along with another one of her friends. And Nneka's telling them about, basically, she's having an unpacking party and she's going to ask Wendy to attend because Wendy's also invited her to this Happy Eddie's event. So, you know, the mutual Libby is saying, you know, well, just remember you're going to her territory. And Nneka's like, well, she just, you know, she's just going to get on with it, basically. Then you see Candiace and Chris is talking about, receiving a text from Eddie to go to the Happy Eddie weed rolling event. Candiace is saying that, you know, obviously she's going, but she can't stay as much because she's also got to do some filming. But she's making me laugh because she's making sure that her hubby knows exactly what kind of weed she needs. She needs it pre-rolled. She wants a calm one. She wants it pre-rolled. I was cracking up. I was like, yes, Candy, get your little weed on. Now, I do feel like when Candiace was talking about how she's been busy and stuff like that, and she's got to leave the event to go and film, I feel like the producers were quite shady because why they're showing Candiace acting from 2 years ago? I'm like, she's actually filming now, so why are you showing 2 years ago like she's lying or something? I just thought that was very messy of the producers. Anyway, Candiace asks Chris, how does he feel about seeing, you know, bad mind Gizelle and Big Ed Ashley? You know, he's just basically, he's okay with it. You know, he hasn't seen them since reunion. He's just like, you know, if everyone's just stays in their corner, if they say hello, like he'll just be, you know, he'll be fine. Mind his business, get on with what he's doing. Next, we have the event. So Wendy and Eddie get to the venue for the launch of his, you know, Happy Eddie doing a rolling party. And then it turns out there is no weed to roll. It is just oregano. I was like, oh my Lord, love, what is going on here? I would not be impressed, but I would want actual weed. But anyway, we find out that Eddie has a different strains of weed that are, you know, named after him, but he's also got a special, quite strong one that's going to be called Zen Wen. So I thought that was really cute that he's included her in that. But Wendy wasn't too happy about the fact that they were, you know, rolling up herbs and spices instead of actually real weed. I think she needed to get a little high because she knew that she got to be in front of these women. But she had to just deal with whatever was on being served as drinks because they weren't going to be able to get high off of those herbs that were there. So Candiace and Chris were first to arrive. Obviously, Candiace had to leave early because she's filming. Then you've got Mia and Gordon, and Ashley arrived as well. And they flash back to when she was messing with him last season. And then she has a cheat to chat about. She's not interested in talking to him and how he's, you know, he has no place in her realm. Like, girl, just shut your big head up. You have no place in his realm. I think it's more like that. Like, you're just so messy. Karen and Matt also come along because, you know, Matt is like, you know, Karen's other person plus one when she's not bringing her husband around. Karen just made me laugh because, you know, she says hello to the ladies. And then, of course, she sees Mia and she's pissed off with Mia because of the way Mia reacted about the whole sorry invite. So she just gives her usual handshake, then basically asks her about the response that she gave. You know, Mia's saying to her she ain't second string to nobody. And Karen made me laugh because she just tells her that she wasn't second place, actually she was just back up. I was like, oh, Karen. Anyway, Karen tries to explain why she was upset with her, but Mia cuts her, and they're both of them is going back and forth, back and forth. Mia's trying to say she don't do last minute. Karen's, throwing her little daggers, then says that Mia's basically boring. And then Mia tells her that, she's the old dog who needs to find some new tricks. Now, I thought, Mia, do not be that disrespectful. What are you calling the old dog for? Like, come on. So, but, Karen does not miss with this stuff. So she hit back with, you are the trick. That did sweet me because I was like, oh yeah, Mia did used to work in the strip club. So that's why that hit Mia so hard. You can tell by her face she wasn't too impressed with that. And she weren't thinking that she would come back that strong. But don't mess with Karen. Don't mess with Karen like that. It made me laugh because in the confessional, Karen was like, well, I brought her into this group, so she should have some respect. And I'm like, yeah, I hear you, honey. I do hear you. Anyway, Neko also comes in around the same time as, not long after Karen came actually. And so she said hello to Wendy and, made a point to kind of thank her. And then you've got bad mind Gizelle who walks in, doesn't say hello to Wendy or to Eddie. Like, what the actual fudge is going on there? I just thought she's taking actual piss. And Wendy did say, how can she come to her event and not even greet her? Now, you've got production who must think we're a bunch of idiots out here, because why are they showing Wendy attending Ashley's events where she didn't say hello to Gizelle? These were Ashley's events. Now, had it been a Gizelle event, then it'd be different. So if a person's event, who is hosting an event, the least you can do is go in and greet the person. That's just basic manners. So Gizelle has no manners, and all is Robin. I didn't see her say hello to anyone either. She has absolutely no manners. So this little rubbish that the production are doing, to me, it's just backfiring because people are not stupid. We can see that you're using the segments to try and make Wendy and Candiace look bad, but really you're just providing evidence that you guys are very biased and all you care about is the Green Eyed Bandits, and you're happy to throw Candiace and Wendy under the bus, even if it makes yourself look stupid. That's what it looks like right now. Production, stop doing that. You look stupid. I like that fact that Eddie and Wendy looked out for Chris and made sure he had somewhere to sit. And speaking of Chris, you've got Gizelle, who in her confessional is just being a complete bitch and basically making fun of Chris, insinuating that he's put on weight because he's been stress eating. And what kind of gutter behaviour is that? Like, she knows the man has been stressed because of what she put him through. But yet you want to sit up there and be nasty and talk about how he's put on weight. Can you imagine if Chris, body shamed her? Like, it would be all over, she'd lose her mind. But it's okay for her to sit up there and body shame somebody after the stress that you put them through. Like, it just shows me that you're very bad mind, bad vibes, very bitchy energy. Just bad vibes. Anyway, Eddie, gives a talk about the business and thanks everybody. You've got Mia with her messy self talking about Eddie. Since she's known him, he's never had a job. Excuse me? The man is opening a business and he's an attorney. So what, are you his PA? And for me, I'm like, you just need to stick a pin because you and your husband are both jobless. So stick a pin and mind your business. The man is doing his business, you mind yours. Anyway, it made me laugh because everyone was not too impressed when they realised that they were not rolling any weed. It was just going to be some herbs and spices. I too would not be too impressed either with that. But obviously they got a gift bag with stuff in it, so therefore they could go home and do their weed rolling. Now, I thought it was nice that Wendy took a moment to say, thanks to everyone for coming, and she mentioned that, it's been ages that she's seen the group kind of laughing and enjoying themselves. Then you got bad vibes Gizelle talking about, well, I don't remember laughing. So at least the producers done their job there and showed that was a lie, okay? Because they showed her laughing at the event. Now, of course, Robin is very nosy, so she's asking Mia in front of everybody, how she's getting on with Gordon. Gordon, Mia's talking about, well, she's been wanting to cock out, basically, but she doesn't want to look like a bad person. And, she can't leave him because she hasn't got anybody there for him, is what she was saying. So it's sounding more like it's a pity party, I'm staying here because I have to, is what it sounded like. Then you've got Neko, who decides that she wants to try and talk to Wendy. She pulls her to the side and says, she's asking for her for a one-to-one. Can we go and meet and try and hash it out, blah, blah. But the problem she has is that she didn't apologise first. In all the time that you took Wendy to the side, you could have just said, you know what, Wendy, I'm really apologise for the way that I came at you. It'd be good if we could actually sit down and have a proper conversation about it, but I wanted to apologise. That would have gone down better. So I can understand why Wendy was a bit back up and a bit like, well, she receives what she's saying, but she needs to process it. And then obviously in confessional, she's not keen on linking up with her because of the way she came in guns blazing at her. So I get that. She just needs to approach it in the right way. She should have led with the apology, is my point. Because otherwise, what we're doing, apologise. It doesn't take but a few seconds to apologise when you've got her right in front of you. You went out and you went out all guns blazing, all in public at her. So apologise to her, like in front of everybody, just like you tried to embarrass her in front of everybody. So I just don't like this little sly shit she's trying to do there. Hopefully they can get past it, but I don't know, because, you know, I don't know. I don't think I'd be letting down my guard straight away if you called my mother a witch and came at me that way as well. So these things take time. She can apologise, but do it properly. And she hasn't even done that yet. So I feel like that's what she should lead with, and then leave it up to Wendy to take time and decide if she wants to move forward. But you coming in this way is just not helping. Then later we see Gordon and Mia. They're out talking about, you know, on a date, talking about therapy and being consistent. Now, it kind of made me laugh because he was saying things like, you know, you cut me quite deep and hard and often. So I thought, she kind of moved away from that. Mia's quite quick to move away from what he was saying there and said that she doesn't feel like he takes accountability, particularly with the way things that turned out with the business. But really, I just feel like, you know, as many people can see, and has Gizelle, her friend, and Robin, her friend, have been insinuating, it just looks like the money's getting low and Mia is ready to go. You know, he was letting it be known at that point that he didn't know that she wanted a divorce. She's trying to say it's got nothing to do with money. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't even think you believe yourself. But she's airing her grievances and, you know, talking about him taking her for granted. Then she brings up Ashley and how Ashley's been helping out Michael and saying that if that was her, she would not be helping him out because, you know, he cheated on her, blah, blah, blah. And then Gordon rightfully points out that, well, Ashley's obviously helping him out because, you know, she don't want to give up, you know, her sugar daddy. So that to me is like, that's quite obvious to see too. What I thought was interesting is when he asked Mia, now, if we were in the same predicament as those two, how do you think that would work out in terms of getting divorced? Now, she was quite confident. She chatting about, oh, well, I think, you know, you'd probably, you know, pay me off or give me some money. He was like, nope, we come to some sort of arrangement or we're trying to stay together and make it mutually beneficial. She was not here for that. I was like, you thought he was going to run away with the bag, didn't you? You thought he was going to run away with the bag. This man is not letting you have that. I can see that already. Next we have Neka and her unboxing PJ party. So she's there with her sister and she's really talking about Wendy, talking about, you know, she's invited Wendy and if she does come, it's a new beginning of their friendship. And I was like, girl, if you went to be her friend, you came in wrong. Yeah, you usually came in with a little bit more humbleness and not guns blazing and trying to call her some voodoo family. Like, what the hell are we doing over here? And calling a woman's mama witch. What are you doing? Anyway, ladies start arriving and it made me laugh when Karen comes in and says hello to everyone. You've got Sharice sitting there being very childish, chatting about everyone says hi. I was just like, Sharice, be quiet. You're making yourself look very immature right now. Anyway, most of the other ladies attend, obviously not Wendy. The other girl is there, Kiana. We've seen her here and there, but, you know, she's not really speaking much. They're not giving her much airtime at all. Anyway, apart from to try and throw Wendy under the bus because you've got Gizelle, who basically says, well, is Wendy coming? And Kiana says that, you know, well, no, she didn't really feel comfortable, you know, coming, and kind of Karen kind of agrees. And then you've got Gizelle piping up chatting, well, she should have told the host. What's got to do with you, Gizelle? Mind your own rascal business. She's just too inner. Then you've Neka, of course, saying it's okay and we're used to the disrespect. It's just like, oh, please, you came in disrespectful in the first place. Just be quiet. Anyway, Gizelle moves the conversation to Karen asking her firstly, you know, telling her firstly that she's looking refreshed and, you know, what has she been up to, like insinuating she's had some sort of surgery or something. And then asks her, you know, is she good with Mia today? Because obviously, you know, her and Mia caught up recently. So, of course, Karen's just like, well, yeah, fine, trying to move it on. You know, Mia's saying, well, she kind of came at me. And, you know, Karen's just like, oh, let's just move it on. So they go and get something to eat. And Robin, of course, being nosy, is asking Mia, well, what happened? What was it? What happened? And so Mia's about to start explaining. But Karen keeps saying, like, just leave it. We've already discussed it. Like, we've discussed that bit. Just leave it. You know, and them two get into a bit back and forth. And so Karen checks Mia. So while Karen is checking Mia, you know, about her trying to spread rumours and, you know, also airing out some of the rumours that she could have been spreading to the group. You've got Gizelle trying to pipe up, talking about, well, she ain't never heard these rumours. I love that Karen was like, well, I have, okay? Well, I have. So I was like, yes, Gizelle, just be quiet. Just trying to be messy as usual. But then, of course, then Mia actually does admit that she has been hanging out with some of these people But then tries to add in that Gordon was there, but also says that she can't speak on them or some people. So we're like, Candiace made me laugh because she's like, Mia does seem like the person who would go with someone for security. But, doesn't she know by now that rappers ain't it? And didn't her little whole school teach her about that? That cracked me up. Anyway, Nneka decides to do some games, and Messy Ashley's asking Sharice if she's ever paid for any penis before. Sharice looks quite offended. Then you've got a question, because they're meant to be sticky questions. There's a question about, someone taking a screenshot of somebody else's photo from their phone. And then Robin mentions, it to Karen and says it was her and her family, and she spotted it in Karen's phone. Karen was a bit like, well, I don't really remember it, but if you saw it, then you probably did say I might have actually kind of checked for your parents, essentially. So, she said that she has got pictures, but I'm like, well, Karen is older. She might have a library of all them. It is what it is. But I don't understand why Robin didn't mention this at the time when she spotted the picture in her phone. Why wait years later to bring it up? But anyway, Karen just brushed it off anyway, and just said that she doesn't like her parents, while everyone's kind of side-eyeing Karen like, oh, do you keep pictures of all of us? Like, what's going on? But anyway, it all ends with them toasting to Nneka and, congratulating her and her sort of champagne line, obviously her house and stuff. So that's how it ended. I do think it's good we're getting to see a bit of Nneka, although I do think it's a bit late in the day, but we're getting to see a little bit about her. So I thought the fact that she's got a champagne line and, she's got her own stuff going on is interesting, but it'd be good to hear more about that rather than just hearing about, her grievances with Wendy. So we shall see. But next week looks interesting indeed as well, so we'll see. But again, like I've been saying, I feel like this whole segregation situation with the cast isn't helpful, and it's all based around Gizelle and her bad vibes, because how are you going to go to somebody's party and not say hello to them? And then why is she also throwing daggers at Chris about him putting on weight? Just like, she's the problem, and I feel like they need to eradicate the problem now. We all need a shit starter in each group, but if you're not willing to play as part of the team, then just get off the playing field. That's how I feel about it at the moment. Of course, I had to check out what social media was saying, so here are some very interesting tweets. But anyway, guys, what do you think? Let me know your thoughts below.
Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.